Hello, and welcome back to Rise and Advance. Today, we're diving into a book that has the power to transform the way we think and approach life, The Power of Now, by Eckhart Tolle. So, let's get started. Chapter 1, You Are Not Your Mind. The book's first chapter sets the foundation for what's to come as Tolle makes a powerful statement, You are not your mind. He explains how our minds constantly think, analyze, and judge, and this can lead to anxiety, stress, and unhappiness. Instead, he suggests that we learn to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. This means recognizing when our mind is taking over and choosing to step back, rather than getting lost in our thoughts. Life tip. Practice mindfulness by taking a few moments each day to simply observe your thoughts without judgment. This can help you gain greater clarity and calmness. Chapter 2, Consciousness, The Way Out of Pain. In this chapter, Tolle explains how our pain and suffering come from identifying with our ego, the part of us that's always seeking validation, comparing ourselves to others, and living in fear. He encourages us to connect with our true selves, our consciousness, and live in the present moment, rather than being consumed by the past or future. Life tip. Practice gratitude by taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you're thankful for. This can help shift your focus away from negativity and toward positivity. Chapter 3, Moving Deeply into the Now. In this chapter, Tolle explores how we can deepen our connection to the present moment by becoming more aware of our physical bodies and our surroundings. He suggests that we practice body awareness by noticing our breath, movements, and bodily sensations. Doing this lets us quiet our minds and find more profound peace. Life tip. Practice mindfulness while doing everyday tasks, such as washing dishes or folding laundry. This can help you stay present in the moment and cultivate a sense of calmness. Chapter 4, Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. In this chapter, Tolle exposes how our minds try to avoid the present moment, such as worry, judgment, and denial. He encourages us to recognize these patterns and learn to let them go, rather than getting caught up in them. Life tip. Practice self-compassion by being kind and forgiving toward yourself when you make mistakes. This can help you let go of negative self-talk and embrace a more positive mindset. Chapter 5, The State of Presence. In this chapter, Tolle describes the state of a presence, a state of being fully present at the moment, without judgment or distraction. He explains how we can cultivate this state through meditation, mindfulness, and other practices that help us quiet our minds and connect with our true selves. Life tip. Practice deep breathing exercises to help calm your mind and connect with your body. This can help you cultivate a sense of peace and presence. Chapter 6, The Inner Body. In this chapter, Tolle invites us to explore the connection between our physical bodies and our consciousness. He suggests that by focusing our attention on our inner body, the sensations we feel inside our body, we can tap into a deeper sense of presence and awareness. Life tip. Practice yoga or other forms of mindful movement to help you connect with your body and cultivate greater awareness. Chapter 7, Portals into the Unmanifested. In this chapter, Tolle introduces the concept of the unmanifested, the realm of pure consciousness that exists beyond our thoughts and perceptions. He describes various portals that can help us access this realm, such as nature, music, and art. Life tip. Spend time in nature, listen to music, or engage in creative activities to help you connect with the present moment and tap into a deeper sense of awareness. Chapter 8: Enlightened Relationships. In this chapter, Tolle explores how we can cultivate more fulfilling and authentic relationships by letting go of our ego and embracing our true selves. He suggests that when we stop trying to control others and instead focus on our own growth and evolution, we can create deeper connections with those around us. Life tip: practice active listening and empathy in your relationships to cultivate deeper understanding and connection with others. Chapter 9: Beyond Happiness and Unhappiness, There is Peace. In this chapter, Tolle suggests that true peace and fulfillment come not from achieving external goals or success, but from connecting with our inner selves and embracing the present moment. He encourages us to let go of the need for constant happiness and instead cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. Life tip: practice self-reflection and introspection to help you connect with your true self and cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. Chapter 10: The Meaning of Surrender. In this chapter, Tolle discusses the importance of surrendering to the present moment and letting go of our attachment to outcomes. He suggests that we can experience greater peace and acceptance when we surrender to what is. Life tip: practice letting go of control and surrendering to the present moment to cultivate a greater sense of peace and acceptance in your life. Now let's go deeper in each chapter. Chapter 1: You Are Not Your Mind. In this opening chapter, Tolle introduces the central thesis of the book, that our true identity is not found in our thoughts or our ego but in the deeper, unchanging realm of consciousness. He suggests that most people identify so strongly with their thoughts and emotions that they believe themselves to be nothing more than the sum of their mental activity. Tolle argues that this identification with the mind leads to various problems, including anxiety, stress, and a sense of disconnection from our true selves. He suggests that by becoming more aware of the mind and its workings, we can begin to transcend its limitations and connect with a deeper sense of presence and awareness. Tolle introduces the concept of the watcher, a part of ourselves that can observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming attached to them. He suggests that by cultivating this sense of detachment, we can begin to break free from the patterns of thought and behavior that keep us stuck in suffering and disconnection. Life tip: practice mindfulness meditation to help you cultivate a greater sense of detachment from your thoughts and emotions. Start by simply observing your thoughts without judgment or attachment, and notice how they come and go like clouds in the sky. Chapter 2: Consciousness. The Way Out of Pain. In this chapter, Tolle explores the relationship between consciousness and pain. He suggests that our pain and suffering often stem from our identification with our thoughts and emotions, which can create a sense of separation from our true selves and the present moment. He argues that by cultivating greater consciousness, we can break free from these patterns and experience greater peace and freedom. Tolle begins by discussing the concept of the pain body, which he describes as a collection of negative emotions and beliefs that can become trapped in our bodies and fuel our pain and suffering. He suggests that by becoming more aware of our pain body and the thoughts and emotions that feed it, we can begin to break free from its grip and experience greater peace and freedom. Tolle goes on to explore the nature of consciousness and its role in transcending our pain and suffering. He suggests that consciousness is not just a product of the brain, but a universal force that exists beyond our individual selves. He argues that becoming more conscious allows us to tap into this universal force and experience greater connection, peace, and freedom. Life tip: practice mindfulness meditation to cultivate greater consciousness and awareness of your thoughts and emotions. This can help you break free from patterns of pain and suffering and experience greater peace and freedom in your life. Tolle also discusses the importance of acceptance in transcending our pain and suffering. He suggests that when we resist our pain or try to escape it, we only fuel its power over us. Instead, he encourages us to accept our pain and embrace it as a part of our present reality. By doing so, we can break free from the grip of our pain and experience greater peace and freedom. Life hack: practice acceptance and self-compassion in the face of pain or hardship. This can help you break free from patterns of resistance and transcend your pain and suffering. In conclusion, Tolle discusses consciousness as the key to transcending our pain and suffering and experiencing greater peace and freedom. By cultivating greater awareness and acceptance, we can break free from the grip of our pain body and tap into the universal force of consciousness to experience a greater sense of connection and liberation. Chapter 3: Moving Deeply into the Now. In this chapter, Tolle dives deeper into the concept of the present moment and explores ways in which we can more fully inhabit the now. He suggests that by bringing a deeper level of awareness to our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, we can connect more fully with the present moment and experience greater peace and fulfillment. Tolle begins the chapter by emphasizing the importance of not getting lost in our thoughts or emotions. He suggests that when we become too identified with our thinking or our emotional states, we lose touch with the present moment and the deeper sense of awareness that comes with it. Instead, Tolle suggests that we practice watching the thinker, becoming more aware of our thoughts without getting caught up in them. He suggests that by simply observing our thoughts and emotions from a place of detachment, we can connect more deeply with the present moment and experience greater peace and clarity. Tolle also encourages us to bring more awareness to our bodily sensations. He suggests that by focusing our attention on the sensations we feel in our bodies, we can connect more deeply with the present moment and experience a greater sense of aliveness and vitality. Finally, Tolle suggests that we cultivate a greater sense of acceptance in the present moment. He emphasizes the importance of accepting what is, rather than resisting or trying to change the present moment. He suggests that by embracing the present moment, we can experience greater peace and fulfillment in our lives. Life tip: practice mindfulness meditation to become more aware of your thoughts and bodily sensations. Focus on simply observing your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them, and bring a sense of acceptance to the present moment. Chapter 4: Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. In this chapter, Tolle explores how our minds try to avoid the present moment and the negative effects these strategies can have on our well-being. He suggests that by becoming more aware of these strategies, we can begin to free ourselves from their grip and experience greater peace and fulfillment. Tolle describes 3 main mind strategies for avoiding the present moment: denial, repression, and projection. Denial involves refusing to acknowledge our present situation and instead distracting ourselves with thoughts of the past or future. Repression involves pushing down uncomfortable thoughts and emotions, leading to a buildup of tension and anxiety. Projection involves blaming others or external circumstances for our problems rather than taking responsibility for our own thoughts and actions. He also explains that these mind strategies are rooted in the ego, which always seeks to maintain a sense of control and identity. By identifying with our thoughts and emotions, we create a sense of separation from the present moment and from others, leading to feelings of isolation and disconnection. Life tip: practice mindfulness and self-awareness to become more aware of your mind strategies and how they may affect your well-being. Try to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment and focus on staying present at the moment. Tolle also suggests that we can free ourselves from their negative effects by letting go of our attachment to our thoughts and emotions. He encourages us to embrace the present moment and accept what it is rather than trying to control or resist it. Life hack: practice acceptance and surrender to the present moment, even when it feels uncomfortable or challenging. Focus on letting go of control and trusting in the unfolding of life. Overall, Tolle's message in this chapter is clear. By becoming more aware of our mind strategies and learning to let go of our attachment to our thoughts and emotions, we can experience greater peace and fulfillment in the present moment. Chapter 5: The State of Presence. In this chapter, Tolle dives deeper into the concept of a presence, and explains how we can access this state of consciousness to experience greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. Tolle suggests that most of us spend our lives lost in thought, trapped in the endless cycle of past and future, and disconnected from the present moment. He argues that this constant mental chatter prevents us from accessing the deeper dimensions of consciousness and experiencing the fullness of life. To enter the state of presence, Tolle suggests that we need to become more aware of our thoughts and emotions and learn to observe them without judgment. This means recognizing that we are not our thoughts or emotions but the consciousness behind them. When we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting lost, we can access a deeper sense of presence and awareness. This state of consciousness allows us to connect with our true selves and experience greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. Tolle also emphasizes the importance of surrendering to the present moment and accepting what is. He suggests that resistance to the present moment is the root of all suffering and that by letting go of our attachment to the past and future, we can experience greater freedom and peace. Life tip: practice mindfulness meditation to cultivate greater awareness of your thoughts and emotions and learn to observe them without judgment. Also, practice surrendering to the present moment and accepting what it is to experience greater peace and freedom in your life. Chapter 6: The Inner Body. In this chapter, Tolle invites us to explore the connection between our physical bodies and our consciousness. He suggests that by focusing our attention on our inner body, the sensations we feel inside our body, we can tap into a deeper sense of presence and awareness. Tolle encourages us to take a few moments each day to bring our attention to our body and its sensations. By becoming more aware of our inner body, we can begin to disidentify from our thoughts and emotions and instead connect with a deeper sense of being. Through this practice, we can also become more aware of the ways in which our emotions and thoughts manifest in our physical bodies. For example, we may notice tension in our shoulders or stomach when we are feeling anxious or stressed. Tolle suggests that by cultivating this awareness, we can begin to recognize how our physical sensations are connected to our thoughts and emotions. This can help us break free from negative patterns and beliefs and cultivate greater peace and well-being. Life tip: Practice yoga or other forms of mindful movement to help you connect with your body and cultivate greater awareness. Additionally, try incorporating short periods of body scanning meditation into your daily routine to bring your attention to your inner body and boost more significant presence and peace. Chapter 7: Portals into the Unmanifested. In this chapter, Tolle introduces the concept of the unmanifested, the realm of pure consciousness that exists beyond our thoughts and perceptions. He suggests that various portals can help us access this realm and experience a deeper sense of presence and awareness. One such portal is nature. Tolle suggests that spending time in nature can help us connect with the present moment and tap into a deeper sense of awareness. By immersing ourselves in the natural world, we can let go of our thoughts and distractions and connect with the beauty and wonder of the world around us. Another portal is music. Tolle suggests that music has the power to transport us beyond our thoughts and perceptions and connect us with the essence of the present moment. Music can help us access a deeper sense of presence and awareness, whether listening to a beautiful melody or playing an instrument. Art is also a portal into the unmanifested, according to Tolle. Whether we're creating art ourselves or simply appreciating the work of others, art can help us transcend our thoughts and connect with the essence of the present moment. By tapping into our creative energy, we can access a deeper sense of presence and awareness and cultivate a greater connection with the world around us. Life tip: explore these portals in your life and see how they can help you connect with the present moment and access a deeper sense of awareness. Try spending time in nature, listening to music, or engaging in creative activities to help you tap into the unmanifested and cultivate a greater sense of presence and connection. Chapter 8: Enlightened Relationships. In this chapter, Tolle delves into the concept of enlightened relationships, which he defines as relationships that are rooted in presence, awareness, and authenticity. He suggests that by letting go of our ego and embracing our true selves, we can create deeper and more fulfilling connections with those around us. Tolle argues that many of us approach relationships with a sense of lack or neediness, seeking to fill a void within ourselves through our connections with others. However, he suggests that this approach ultimately leads to disappointment and frustration as we place unrealistic expectations on our partners and seek to control or manipulate them to meet our needs. Instead, Tolle encourages us to focus on our own growth and evolution, recognizing that our inner state is reflected in the quality of our relationships. When we let go of our attachment to outcomes and our need to control others, we can create space for more authentic and meaningful connections. Tolle also emphasizes the importance of active listening and empathy in relationships, suggesting that we should strive to understand and appreciate our partner's perspectives rather than simply seeking to impose our own. He argues that we can create a shared space of mutual growth and understanding when we approach relationships from a place of presence and awareness. Ultimately, Tolle suggests that enlightened relationships are rooted in a deep sense of respect, appreciation, and acceptance for ourselves and our partners. By letting go of our ego and embracing our true selves, we can create fulfilling, meaningful, transformative, and enlightening relationships. Life tip: practice active listening and empathy in your relationships, and focus on your own growth and evolution rather than seeking to control or manipulate others. By letting go of your attachment to outcomes and embracing your true self, you can create deeper and more authentic connections with those around you. Chapter 9, Beyond Happiness and Unhappiness, There is Peace. In this chapter, Tolle invites us to look beyond the pursuit of happiness and explore the possibility of finding true inner peace and contentment. He suggests that we often spend our lives chasing external goals and achievements in the hopes of finding happiness, only to realize that these things are fleeting and unsatisfying in the long run. Instead, Tolle suggests that true peace and fulfillment come from connecting with our inner selves and embracing the present moment. Tolle explains that we often get caught up in our thoughts and emotions, particularly those that are negative or unpleasant. We may feel anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed by life's challenges and feel as though we need to constantly strive for happiness to find relief. However, Tolle suggests that this constant pursuit of happiness can actually create more suffering in the long run. Instead, Tolle encourages us to shift our focus inward and cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. He suggests that we can do this by learning to be present in the moment, letting go of attachment to outcomes, and embracing our true selves. Tolle suggests that we can experience greater peace and contentment when we learn to embrace the present moment. By letting go of our attachment to the past or future, we can fully engage with the present and experience the richness of life as it unfolds. Tolle also suggests that we can cultivate a sense of inner peace by letting go of our attachment to outcomes. When we stop striving for happiness or success and instead focus on being present and true to ourselves, we can experience greater peace and fulfillment. Ultimately, Tolle suggests that connecting with our inner selves and embracing the present moment is the key to finding peace and contentment. Doing so can transcend the cycle of happiness and unhappiness and experience a deeper sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment. Life tip: practice self-reflection and introspection to help you connect with your true self and cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. Focus on being present in the moment and letting go of attachment to outcomes, and remember that true happiness and fulfillment come from within. Chapter 10, The Meaning of Surrender. In this chapter, Tolle delves deeper into the concept of surrender and how it can help us find greater peace and fulfillment in our lives. He suggests that surrendering to the present moment and letting go of our attachment to outcomes can be incredibly liberating and help us tap into a deeper sense of inner wisdom. Tolle begins by acknowledging that surrender can be a difficult concept to understand. Many of us have been taught that success and achievement come from striving and working hard towards a particular goal. However, Tolle suggests that this approach can often lead to frustration and burnout, and that true success and fulfillment come from surrendering to what is. He goes on to explain that surrendering does not mean giving up or resigning oneself to a life of mediocrity. Instead, it means accepting the present moment for what it is and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. When we surrender to what is, we can experience a greater sense of peace and acceptance and can tap into a deeper sense of inner guidance and wisdom. Tolle also emphasizes that surrendering does not mean being passive or inactive. Rather, it means taking action from a place of inner stillness and wisdom, rather than from a place of fear or attachment to outcomes. When we surrender to the present moment, we can access a deeper sense of inner wisdom and can make decisions that are in alignment with our true selves. Overall, Tolle suggests that surrendering to the present moment is a powerful tool for cultivating greater peace, fulfillment, and success in our lives. By letting go of our attachment to outcomes and trusting in the unfolding of life, we can tap into a deeper sense of inner wisdom and guidance and can make decisions that are in alignment with our true selves. Life tip: practicing surrender can be challenging, but it can also be incredibly liberating. To start, try letting go of your attachment to outcomes in a particular situation and instead focus on accepting the present moment for what it is. Notice any resistance that arises within you and try to let it go. Remind yourself that everything is unfolding as it should and trust that you are being guided towards the right path. By practicing surrender, you can cultivate greater peace and acceptance in your life and tap into a deeper sense of inner wisdom and guidance. Another way to practice surrender is to cultivate a sense of presence in your daily life. By becoming more mindful and aware of the present moment, you can learn to let go of worries about the future and regrets about the past and instead focus on the here and now. You can practice mindfulness by taking a few deep breaths and bringing your attention to your body, your thoughts, and your emotions. Notice any sensations or feelings that arise and try to observe them without judgment. By cultivating greater presence and awareness, you can learn to let go of your attachment to outcomes and surrender to what is. In conclusion, surrender is a powerful tool for cultivating greater peace, fulfillment, and success. By letting go of our attachment to outcomes and trusting in the unfolding of life, we can tap into a more profound sense of inner wisdom and guidance. We can make decisions that are in alignment with our true selves. Practice surrendering to the present moment and cultivating a more fabulous presence and awareness in your daily life. You may experience greater peace, fulfillment, and success than ever before. And that concludes our summary of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. We hope you found this video helpful and that it inspired you to cultivate greater mindfulness and presence in your own life. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Rise and Advance for more book summaries and tips on personal development. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.